Okay, good morning to all. I am sharing my screen now. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today we are going to start with the third unit of the object-oriented programming through C++. So the name of unit is operator overloading. Okay, actually I have thought the third unit is inheritance, but we are learning unit 3 as per our syllabus, operator overloading, unit number 3, and fourth unit we are going to learn as a inheritance. Okay, so I don't think this unit is having minimum point. So it may take maximum this week. We will be in a position to complete the unit number 3. Okay. So the points under it, we are starting with what is mean by the definition of operator overloading. Okay, and then we are having the point operate overloading unary and binary operator. Okay, so we are considering it as today it is possible for us to complete this point. Okay, and then we are have to learn. Then we go for the binary operators. Okay, so we are considering it as the overloading, extraction, and insertion operator. Everyone knows that this operator we are using when we use the C out and C in. Okay, so extraction, insertion operator overloading, and then we are having the point. Last point is data conversion. Okay, so that's why I told it may possible for us to next 4 or this week we'll be in a position to complete the unit number 3 and we can go for the inheritance. Okay, so let us start with the definition. Okay, the operator overloading. I'm just discussing about what is mean by operator overloading now. The operator overloading is one of the many exciting features of the C++ language or object-oriented programming. Now C++ has the ability to provide the operator. Okay, so whatever the operator we are using, it may be the arithmetic or logical operator that we are considering. All these operator, okay, we can provide the special meaning for the data type. Okay, so they will not operate only on the integer, float, character, but they can operate on the object also. Okay, so that we are considering that we are applying or we are providing the special meaning to the operator. Okay, the mechanism of giving such special meaning to an operator is known as operator overloading. Okay, so generally I use the, for example, plus sign. Okay, I'm using. So it is a binary operator because it will the meaning of binary here is it will take 2 operand. Okay, so it will require 2 operand. So in such a case, okay, we call it as it is a binary, and if we are having the okay, it will take only 1 operand. We call it as the unary operator. Okay, so here in this case, okay, generally we apply this plus sign, okay, may be applicable to the normal data type. Okay, so we may apply it for the integer, float. In some of the cases, it may be applicable to the character, consider ASCII value of the character, but we can use this plus operator for other meaning. Okay, it is called as we are overloading that particular operator, and we can pass the object as the operand. Okay, means suppose I am considering that a plus b, suppose I am doing this. Okay, as a operation. Suppose a and b is integer, then it will be the normal operator. Okay, so or maybe float value, then it will work as a normal operator. But it may happen that the a and b, these are other than the data type, normal data type. Okay, so or you can consider it will be we can say it will be the object we are passing. Okay, so a and b is maybe the object of the class, and now I am performing the addition of these two objects. Okay, of the class. In such a case, we call that we will go, it is considered as the operator overloading. Okay. Now we can overload all the operators, but except, okay, so means these are the following operators which are not overloaded. Okay, please remember this may be one of the MCQ question. Okay, so which of the following operator cannot be overloaded? Okay, so remember the class member access operator. So this is my dot operator. Okay, dot operator cannot be overloaded. Dot star is also cannot be overloaded. I cannot overload the scope resolution operator. I cannot over the size of operator, and I cannot over the conditional operator. Okay, this operator question mark and that we are using. So this cannot be overloaded. Okay, remember these are the operators dot star, then the scope resolution operator. Okay, we are having continuous two colons, then the size of operator and question mark, and then we are giving as a colon. So it is called as a conditional operator. Okay, so this operators which are listed over here cannot be overloaded. Okay, and other than this, we will be in a position to overload all the remaining operators. Okay, so that is what the meaning. Plus, minus. Okay, we can overload the star also. Okay, only simple multiplication. Here it is given dot star. Okay, that cannot be possible. So all these operators which is possible, we can even overload the operators which we call it as the extraction or insertion operators. Okay, and so on. Okay, all these operators can be overloaded. I can even overload the operator that we are considering as ampersand. Okay, so you consider it as logical and it may be considered. So depending upon what operation we are performing, okay, so it is possible to overload this operator. Okay, read this statement. The last point I have mentioned here is although the semantics, which is meaning of an operator, can be extended. Okay, but we cannot change its syntax. Okay, I cannot change the syntax of that particular operator. For example, here I have written a plus b. Okay, this is the syntax we follow for the operator plus. Okay, it is a binary operator having two operand. Okay, operand number one, this is operand number two, getting me? And this is my operator. Okay, in between. Okay, so I'm having the a plus b is the syntax. Okay, so this cannot be changed. Okay, whenever we are going to overload the operator. Are we clear with this? For example, suppose it is a binary operator, okay, and in such a case, this same meaning will remain as it is. Syntax will remain as it is. We cannot change the syntax of that particular operator. Syntax will remain as it is. Okay, but only we can change the semantic of this particular operator. Okay, so I hope all of you clear with what is meant by the operator overloading meaning or the definition. So let us continue with this. See, operator overloading, though we are going to do operator overloading, it comes under the polymorphism or comes under the function, one type of function overloading. Okay, so I think maybe in the objective question I have asked this one of the question that operator overloading is considered to be the class of the polymorphism. It comes under the polymorphism. Okay. So let us continue with this. To define an additional task to an operator, okay, to define an additional task to an operator, we use operator function, which describes the task. Okay, so what we have to use a keyword. You can say operator is a keyword that we have to use. Okay, but I not say it is only operator, it is a function. Okay, so we have to use the operator function where operator is a keyword. Okay, and using that, I will describe what that operator has to do. I'm going to describe the task for this. Okay, so in such a case, the general form of the operator function is, I want everybody to concentrate on the how it will be used, okay, how I'm going to use this operator function. So here I am having the return type. Okay, so for example, so I just want to make it clear. Suppose this I am having a, and I am having this as a plus, and I am having this as a b. Okay, suppose a and b, this is integer value or float value or maybe the character. Okay, this plus operator will act normal way. Okay, it will be act as a normal addition of a plus b. Okay, but now suppose if I assume this a and b, these are the object. A is the object of the class, b is also the object of the class. Okay, they are not our normal data type, integer, float, or character, okay, or double, but they are considered as the object of some class. Okay, in such a case, if I am doing this a plus b, what this operator overloading, this plus operator should do, that I have to define in a function. Okay, and for that I need to define this function. And what is the, and inside that function, I just show it here. Inside that function, I'm having the function body, means whatever I want to perform, means this statement. Okay, what is my statement? A plus b. Okay, and what I'm overloading now the suppose plus operator. Okay, then what this should do, where a and b is not normal data type, a and b is considered as the object of the class, then what, whenever this is encountered by the compiler, when it is executed, what I should perform, okay, what should be done, what is expected by the user, that we have to mention here. Okay, that we have to mention in this particular function, and that is the name of the function is operator function. Getting me? The name of function is called as operator function. What is its syntax? What is the syntax? First is what is the return type? Whether this a plus b should return something. Okay, if it is the case, then I have to write the return type. Okay, then the name of the class. Okay, this is this operator plus overloaded operator plus. Okay, this plus overload operator. It should be a part of some class. Okay, so I must specify the name of the class, scope resolution operator. Then this is my keyword operator. Okay, so I'm going to use operator, where operator is considered to be my keyword, and then I have to specify my operator. Now here, which operator? My plus operator. So this OP will be replaced by plus. Getting me? And then I'm having the list of arguments I'm passing to this. Okay, suppose I'm passing A and B, then here I will mention A or B. Okay, that is the list of argument. List of argument you may consider as the operand. Okay, list of operand also you can consider. Okay, and then this function, what should do, whatever you are expecting, you should write it here as a function body, or the task which you want it should be performed. The define an additional task. What additional task this plus should do for the A and B? Okay, where A and B is not a normal data type. Okay, then what you should do, that should be specified. Whatever number of statement you're having, that you have to specify in the function body and in this function. Okay, so I want everyone to remember this syntax. Okay, so what is my syntax? Generally, how I write down the function, return type of the function, name of the class it belongs to, the function is member of which class, and here actually I will write the member of the name of the function. So here, okay, so I just explained where return type, okay, is the type of value written by the specified operation. And what is OP? OP is the operator being overloaded. That's why I told OP indicate it is a plus operator. Suppose I'm overloading. Suppose I'm overloading star, it will come as a star. Okay. Suppose I'm overloading ampersand, okay, so it will be ampersand. Whatever I'm going to overload, okay, that I have to specify here. Okay, suppose I am overloading double ampersand. Okay, that generally indicate as a logical and that you are considering. Okay, condition you are using. So that is the name of the operator. OP is the operator being overloaded. So here in this case, what is the name of function? I consider, see, this is my name of function now. Operator keyword and OP is my name of the function. That is what I have written. So OP is preceded by the keyword operator, and operator OP, getting me? Operator OP is the name of the function. Okay. What is my name of function in operator overloading? Operator keyword and the name of operator or symbol of that operator which I am overloading, that I have to specify. In bracket, I have to specify the list of argument. Okay, म्हणजे काय झालं हे similar to our function, how I define the function. Similarly, I define return type of the function. I define the class of the function this operator overloading belongs to, or the operator function belongs to, scope resolution. त्यानंतर मला काय करायचं आहे, what is my name of function? It will be operator keyword, then the operator symbol which I am using, and in bracket the list of argument. Okay, so this is what my definition or the syntax. Okay, general form of the operator function. Okay, so with this background, so let us move to the next point. Just 1 minute. So operator function must be either member function, okay, that is non-static, or it may be a friend function. Okay, so operator function must be either member function. So whatever the operator function I'm using, it should be a member function. It should not be static function. Okay, I cannot use static function over here. Okay, or it is a friend function. Okay, so I'm considering it as a, it may be a friend function. Now I want everyone to look at these examples now. I hope it is visible to all. Okay, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now suppose this is my example number 1. Okay, how operator overloading function is written. So what is this vector? Vector is my return type. Okay, and obviously vector is the object of a class. Vector है class I. Okay, so it is returning the object of the class return type. This is what my operator keyword and what operator I'm overloading plus. Okay, so here my function name झालं हे. This may be considered as the name of the function. What I'm passing to it, I am passing vector. Okay, I'm passing the object which is of the class type vector. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Suppose I would use minus here. Okay, so here I'm just using operator. Okay. Okay. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Don't join late. As I said, it is difficult for me to add all these people. Okay, I'm coming back to it. I hope it is visible to all. Yes, it is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Here, I think we have came to the definition exam. I'm just showing you the different examples of the operator overloading. Okay, so here I have shown it is it is return type. This is the operator keyword. This is my plus operator I'm overloading. I'm passing one data member. Okay, and suppose and now I'm taking this as the second example. In second example, return type is vector. So it is the object of the vector class. Again, this is operator, and now I'm having overloading the minus operator. Okay, but this minus operator is unary minus operator. Getting me? It is not the binary minus operator. It is the unary operator. Okay, unary operator means take only one argument. For example, I can use the minus function in two ways. Okay, in general, suppose I write it as integer. I'm just explaining how I use the unary minus operator. Suppose I am having the variable integer a comma b. Okay, and suppose I write the statement a minus b. Okay, and colon. Now in this case, this minus will becomes the binary operator. Okay, it is having two operand a minus b, but I can use also the minus sign as a unary operator. As suppose I write here minus a. Okay, what it indicate? Whatever the value of a will be there, it will be minus. Okay, so it will be going to change negate the value of the a. Okay, and that is in such a case, this minus is considered as my unary operator. Okay, it is clear. So in this case, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, as I said, we can use the friend function also. Okay, operator function must be either member function or a friend function. So I can use the friend word before this definition. Okay, so here that is shown. Again, here it is return type is vector. I can again overload the operator plus I am passing two parameters, two argument to it. I can also pass one argument to it. Okay. Again, similarly, we can have these are the different definitions. So here, if I look at this, so it will be my integer. Okay, and then I'm having the operator. Okay, and you may consider it as a minus minus operator. You can say, or maybe I can use plus plus operator. Okay, pre-increment and post-increment operator that we are using. Okay, that we can use overload these operator also integer operator plus plus, and this is my list of argument. Okay, so these are the different examples. Okay, so vector is a data type of the class and may represent both magnitude and direction. Maybe it depends upon how you define this class. This is the member of the class. Okay, so I hope all of you understood how exactly we are going to write down the operator function, and in that function, whatever you write, okay, that will be performed by. Suppose I am using a minus b, and suppose I am using this function. Okay, so whatever I write under this function, that will be performed by whenever I use a minus b. Okay, so let us move to the one example. Okay, so I think we have learned more theoretical part. Okay, so let us understand, go through the next point with the example. Okay, so okay, the last point of the theoretical discussion. The process of overloading involves the following steps. Step number one, create a class that defines the data type that is to be used in the overloading operation. So first we have to create a class that defines the data type. okay, or the for which you have used operator overloading. Statement number 2, declare the operator function operator OP in a public part of the class. It may be either a member function or it may be a friend function. Okay, so you may make it as a friend function or it may be normal member function of the class. Third, we have to define the operator function to implement the required operation. Okay, so I consider these are the steps. Now, overloaded operation function can be invoked by the expression such as, for example, it is the unary operator. Okay, unary means it takes only one operand. Okay, one operator, one operand. Then how I can write? I can write this is my OP. Okay, OP means operator, and I write it as X. Okay, so suppose my OP is operator is plus or minus. Suppose I'm using it as a minus, so I will use minus, and I can use it as a X. That can be in this way I can invoke this function, or I can also use X and I can use the operator minus. Okay, this is also possible. Okay, for unary operator. Okay, in that case, this is my operator and this is my one operand which I'm passing to it. Here also this is my operator and this is my one operand. Okay, which I am passing to this. Okay, so that is possible. But for binary operator, how I can use this? I can use this X operator and Y. Okay, so if it is a, I'm using minus as a binary operator, not as a unary operator, then I can write it as X minus, I can write it as a Y. This may be my function call. Okay, this is my function call. I can use this in the main function in this way. Okay, if it is a binary operator. Of X or X of would be interpreted as the operator. Okay, X and this, no issue. Okay, I think this is more than sufficient for us to understand the detail. Okay, now let us move to the program. Actually, instead of doing the program directly on the screen, I'm just explaining the program over here. Purposefully, I'm taking the same example which is there. Initially, generally, I take the same example which is given in the book. Okay, so today we are doing the same program, and next lecture we will go for another operator overloading. Okay, so that we can take different example. Okay, so initial example, I'm going to take the example which is there in our textbook. Okay, so let us move to the next part. Okay, so I just considered here the example. Okay, I hope all of you are attentive, all of you are listening me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, now we are going to do the program for the unary minus operator. What I'm going to overload? I'm going to overload now the minus operator, which is unary operator. Okay, unary means it will take only one operand, one variable, okay, or operand as the input. For binary, it will take two operand, okay, as the input. Okay, so general format is operand and operator and again operand. Okay, so general form of the I say overloading of the binary, we are having operand, again operator and operand. Okay, but here we are taking unary means it will take only one operand. Okay, a minus operator when used as a unary take just one operand. It changes the sign of an operand when applied to the basic data item. We can overload this operator so that it can be applied to the object. I think this is very important now. Okay, आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे? Now we want to overload this minus unary minus operator so that it can be applied to an object. Okay, not to the normal data type integer float or the other. Getting me? So we want to overload this by applied to the object. Okay. When applied to an object, should change the sign of each of the data items which are there in the which are mentioned in the object, okay, or the class of that particular object. Okay, let us consider this as an example. I hope it is visible. Little bit it is blurred because I have taken it from the textbook. Okay, but I hope it will be visible to all. Okay, in our steps, आपण काय सांगितलं आहे? First we have to define the class. Okay, steps मध्ये step number 1 we define the class. So I have written the class here. Class space. Consider I'm having a 3-dimensional point in the space, or it may be 3D point into the space, or maybe in any image. Okay, so it is having the 3 variables: integer x, integer y, integer z. Okay, so this is my private data members of the class space. In the public, I have defined the first function, my first function, get data, where I'm taking the value of a, b, c from the user, and I'm assigning this value to the xyz. Okay, so I'm taking the values of xyz with get data. In void data, what I'm going to do in second function, I'm going to display these values on the screen. What is the value of x, y, and z, which are entered by the user? or which are assigned to this function get data. Okay, so I'm just going to display it. Here you can also display that pixel on the screen, three-dimensional space or the pixel on the screen. So whatever you want to do, you do it here. And this is the third function, which is my operator overloading. Okay, this is the overloading function. Okay, now whether it is going to return any value. So no, I don't want it should return any value. So this will be return type is void. Okay, this is very important for us. Return type is void. Then I'm using the operator keyword. Okay, name of operator function is operator keyword. Which operator I'm going to overload? That is my minus sign. So this is my minus sign. Okay, and I'm going to end this. Okay, I'm not passing any argument to it. See here, generally it happens by default. It will take one argument. Okay, so generally, if it is unary operator, I think there is no need to pass anything. So because directly I'm using this operator, suppose in my main function, okay, suppose I declared here the class space. Okay, suppose I'm just declaring the space is the name of the class in my main function. Okay, I'm just showing you what I'm going to declare in my main function. Okay, in my main function, suppose I declared space and suppose this is my A. A is the object of the class space. Okay, then in my main function, I can use here minus A. Okay, so this minus A I can use here directly and A will be automatically passed to this function. So there is no need to specify. Okay, so and end of the class. So for us, the declaration of the class and this is very important. Okay, defining the operator function, overloading the unary minus operator function. Return type is void. Operator is the keyword. Which operator I'm going to overload? So it is minus. Okay, and then I'm having it as a opening and closing circular bracket. Indicate it is a function. Okay, so let us understand now. Let us see what should be the code of this function. Okay, so I have shown it over here. Okay, I hope it is visible to all. Overloading on the operator. First one is get data. Okay, get data will just pass A, B, C, assign it to the XYZ. No issue with this. It is very easy to understand. About the display, as I told, you just display the values of the XYZ here. XYZ values are displayed with the help of the cout. Okay, suppose you consider that you are doing the program in the computer graphic. Okay, and whatever data is entered here, you can use the set pixel function. Okay, or whatever you want, you can do it here to display the function. You may go for clear screen and display that pixel on the screen, or you may consider this XYZ is the 3 points and you can draw the triangle. Okay, or whatever thing you want to do here, okay, that is the display, but here we are just displaying the values of XYZ in this function. Okay, and now this is very important. Now here we are declaring the operator overloading function. Return type is void. Now this operator belongs to which class? Space. Scope resolution operator. The operator is the keyword. This is my op or the operator minus. Okay, and what I want to perform actually here is suppose I write minus A. Okay, but A is the object. A is not a single integer value. A is the object, and A object, okay, it belongs to the class space and it is having 3 values X, Y, and Z. So I just go for doing this minus value. X is minus X, Y will be minus Y, Z will be minus Z. Okay, so this minus A will automatically, okay, perform the negation of the X, Y, and Z values. So, or whatever we have specified in my function. Okay, so the or data items which are there in my class. Okay, I hope all of you understood how it is defined. Let us understand in the main function how I can do it. Okay, so in the main function, because as I told, this is my I have declared as a S is my the object of the class space. Get data, I'm just assigning the value 10, minus 20, and 30. Okay, this is the initial value. Then I'm going to display cout S. I'm going to display the value of this 10 minus 20 will display on the screen. Now this is what I can do it. This is called as operator overloading. So I'm just going for minus S. Okay, and why it is operator overloading? Why it is called as operator overloading? Because S, capital S, is not integer or float variable, but it is the object of the class. Okay, so that's why it is activate the operator function. So this will call the operator minus function and perform it. Okay, and go for minus values to the X, Y, and Z. Again, you display this value. We can find what is the expected result. Here it is 10. Okay, so it will be displayed here as minus 10. I'm expected result or the output of the program. Here it is minus 20, minus 20 means it will become plus 20. So it will display this value as a 20. This is plus 30. So it is minus, this minus sign will make it as a minus 30. Okay, and this is the expected output of your program. Okay, and this is the main function. Okay, all of you understood? I hope all of you understood the theoretical part. Let us do this as a program. Okay, see, once you understood the one operator overloading, I think it is more easy to go for binary operator overloading as well as we can write 2-3 different programs for operator overloading. Okay, so but the idea should be clear how to write down the operator function, how to call this. Okay, all these things should be clear to all. Okay, so I'm just going to the open the Turbo C editor. This is the program we are going to implement. I hope all of you will help me to write down the program. Okay, so I just minimize this. All the programs. I give the name as unit number 3 PRG1. Visible to all, no issue. Hello.
Yes, sir, visible.
So the program to demonstrate unary minus enter overloading. We need to go for hash include IO stream .h. If you require get CSN, then you can use punyo.h also. Hash include punyo.h. Okay. First, we have to write down the class. Okay. Class space having the variable. It is not having a single value. It is having 3 variables: x, y, comma, z. Not need to define separately. Then I declare it as a public. Okay, I am having 2 functions. Okay, how many functions I am having? 3 functions. One to get data to display, and one is operator overloaded function. Operator function. Okay. So first I use get data. Void get data. Okay, I can accept this value integer a, comma integer b, integer c. Okay. I can write directly the code over here. Why to go for separately? So what is the code of this? I just have to assign this value to x. X is equal to a, correct? I will give tab y is equal to b to the tab and z is equal to c. Okay, where these ABC values are passed by the user. Okay, or you can take this input from the user also. Okay, or you can pass directly. Okay, void get data integer a, b, c. I can write a, b, c will be assigned to the XYZ appropriately. Okay. Second function that I'm having is suppose that I'm having the function as void display. Okay. I make it as the normal prototype declaration so that we can write it outside the class. And now this is very important to write operator overloaded function or operator function. Return type is void. Operator is a keyword. OPERATOR. You can find the color is changed to white. So it is a keyword. And which operator I am going to overload? Minus. Okay. And this is my function. Okay. So this is my overload unary minus operator. Okay, and end of the function, sorry, end of the class, semicolon, in this semicolon. I think we have not written for the display, so write for the display function now. First, write the void display. I'm not passing anything to it. But can I write directly here? No, I must go for the scope resolution operator because the display function belongs to where? Which class that I must specify. So I must write void, then space, then scope resolution operator and display. Okay, that is correct. Okay. So here what I have to display, I just want to, here suppose you are using related to computer graphics, assume, then you can plot the pixel. Okay, or you can use the put pixel function and display the function on the screen. Okay, so whatever you want to do, you can use it here. And this is just as an example. Okay, so I consider that suppose I'm displaying the values here using the cout double quote slash n x is equal to. Okay, so I'm displaying the value of x here. Cout double quote slash n y is equal to. I want today you just understand the syntax of how we are going to write down the operator function and one example. Okay, once it is clear, I think tomorrow lecture we will be in a position, whatever the operator you just specify, we just go for overloading that operator. As well as we can learn the binary operator. Same thing will be applicable to the binary. Only the binary we are having more than one operand. Okay, so here it is, and in display function, I again use cout quote slash n z is equal to z value I'm displaying. Okay, this is my void function. Now it is very important for us to write down this function. This is my function declaration. So I have to write down function definition, operator function definition. What is the return type? Void. I think we have seen the syntax. After void, I must specify it belongs to which class. So class is space, scope resolution operator, then operator is the keyword. Okay, and I'm going to overload the minus operator, correct? A function. Yeah, this is clear to all. What I'm going to do now here, you define what this minus unary operator should do. Okay, what is your expecting to be? This should be done. See, you are going to overload the operator means what? Whatever the normal meaning of this unary minus sign that you are going to change. Okay, what you are going to change, whatever you write it here, you want to perform this on it. Getting me? You want to perform this function. For example, I'm just telling it as an example. Suppose already your term work marks are displayed. Okay, you're getting some marks, or maybe just now in your test. Okay, you have got the marks out of 30. Out of 30, every student had got the mark. But as a subject teacher, I came to know that, okay, that two of my questions are wrong. Okay, and I must give +2 marks to this student. Okay, so what I will do, if I use object of that particular class as a test or whatever the marks I'm having, and if I just use minus s, what is s? S is the object of that test. That minus s I want, it should perform that for all the students. Automatically, it should make the +2 marks or maybe -2 marks in all the for all the students, 70, 80 students. Okay, and that is what our purpose, okay, of doing it. Okay, or suppose I consider that I'm already having the count of the SYCSE, TYCSE, and BCSE, okay, and I just want to perform the addition. Okay, or anything that we want, it is applicable to not only to a single variable integer float, but it's applicable to all the data items, the object of that class to this particular function overloading. Okay, so or operator function. Okay, so suppose now in this case I just want to perform minus thing, so I use here x is equal to minus x, y is equal to minus y, and z is equal to minus z. Okay, मला काय सांगायचं आहे की whatever you want to perform, you can write it here. तुम्ही इथे जे काय लिहिताल that will be applicable in your whenever this minus function is used by passing the object of the class. Okay, so this is what, so whatever task that you have having, that you have to write this statement over here. Okay, so let us start with the main function. I use it as the void main void. Okay, so in the main function मध्ये आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, I think I first declare the object of this class. Yes, anyone have any question? I think some mic is on. कोणाचा mic on आहे? Hello. Magmari.
One.
Okay, I have to mute that participant. Okay, come back to our DOS shell. We are having it as a space S. Okay, the object is declared. Okay, S is the object of the class space. Okay, then I will get the data. Okay, you can take this data from the user or I can directly pass here. Take the same example 10 minus 20. Okay, I can take it as minus 20 here. And this will be about minus 30. 10 minus 20 and minus 30. Okay, I'm passing. Then I have to display this first. Okay. So I display before 4 minus which are these values that I have to specify. So I specified s dot display function. I call the display function here. Okay, and now here I'm going for my operator overloading minus s. Okay, I want minus s should minus all the values x, y, z. Okay, x, y, and z. All three values should be done minus with the help of this function. Okay, and this is my what we can say. This is my function call. Okay, I put it as operator function call. Rahe, if you're getting me, again I display it here. See out double quote slash n after minus. After minus, which are these values? Go to end semicolon. And now again I display s dot display. It's here. Change clear screen. ELRSCR. Okay. And if you want to halt, I think that it is not required. Okay. End of the main function. Program and F9. Okay, I think it is not having any errors. Okay, so I just go for the control F9 to execute it. Yes, you can find before minus is applied. Values of x, y, z are 10, minus 20, 30, and minus 30. After minus, the value of x is minus 10 because it is already plus 10. And minus 20, minus 30 will become 20 and 30. Okay, as it is applicable. Okay, so in this, I'm passing the object of the class to the minus operator. Okay, and I'm changing the meaning of it. And whatever I want to do, the task it should be done that I have written into the operator function. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all. Yes, it is clear to all the students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want everyone to take down the program, okay? And then we will be in a position to go for okay, overloading of another operator also. Okay, we can go for overloading next tomorrow's lecture. I think we'll go for the plus plus overloading the plus plus operator. Okay, because plus plus is the unary operator. It will take only operand, one operand, as we are doing I plus plus. Okay. So instead of that I, the integer value, I can pass the object and I want to go for the whatever I want to perform, I will write in the operator function. Okay. I want everyone to note down take the screenshot of this program. Can I move to the next point?
Yes, sir.
This is my display function and this is my operator function definition. परत एकदा तुम्हाला सांगतोय की here whatever you want to perform you can write it here. Okay, because whenever the minus s is written or minus and the name of object is there, then this function is called. Okay, and तुम्हाला जे काय task perform करायचं you can write it over here. Okay, this is your main function. Yes, anyone have any question? You want to ask any question related to this?
No, sir.
Just 1 minute. I just want to give you as a one homework related to overloading the unary operator. I don't think it will be the, I will need for me to call it as a function or the homework. Okay, but in the same program, okay, suppose I want to overload the plus plus operator. Getting me? I want to overload the plus plus operator. Okay, so how it is possible? Means plus plus operator, what I want, whatever the values are passed here, 10, minus 20 and minus whatever values are there, that should be incremented by 1. Okay, so all these values, not a single value. So here instead of minus s, okay, in my function call, okay, I just want to use it as the plus plus or plus plus. Here, suppose I want to use plus plus s. Changes करावं लागेल मला. I think already have taken down the program. Okay, so I just make the changes into it. Okay, तर मला काय करायचं आहे? Plus plus operator overload करायचं आहे. So who is going to help me here? What I should change? The operator I want to overload is plus plus. Or if you are listening me, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Instead of giving the as a task, I'm just showing you how it is possible to do for the plus plus operator. Okay, so void operator plus plus. Okay, so no issue here. Cout is there. Okay, here I have to change the space operator. I want to use it plus plus. Correct. Then what plus
Yes.
plus operator is going to do? Here I want that operator should work as the normal way. Okay, plus plus x I'm using. But here, what is the plus plus x indicate? It is not overloading. It is considered the normal x increment. Okay, plus plus will operate as a normal operator. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. So here I just use plus plus y. It's a plus plus again. I repeat, just for show you, I have used it. This is same as x is equal to x plus 1. So this is same as I can write x is equal to x plus 1, or I can use plus plus x here. But if I'm using plus plus x here, okay, that indicate that I'm not overloading, means I'm not using the overloading function, but I'm using the normal operator. Okay, normal behavior of the operator plus plus. So plus plus x, x will be incremented, y will be incremented, z will be incremented. Getting me? In main function, suppose I take 10 minus, okay, I take this data as this data as 30. 10 minus 20 and 30. Cout before increment, I say it is as. Okay, this is my value. Here I will use plus plus s, correct? Okay, because I'm overloading the operator plus plus. Okay, plus plus operator I'm overloading, so it is plus plus s. Means here मला काय करायचं आहे, जे काय xyz ची value आहे, that all this xyz value should be incremented using this plus plus s. Okay, suppose I consider here that I'm just giving the example. This S object belong to your result of your test. Okay, किंवा तुमचे term work marks आहेत. Okay, whatever the term work mark you have got out of 25. And as a head of department, I decided that whatever mark you have received, I want to give +1 to everyone. Okay, so in that case, if I use plus plus operator or plus only addition of this as, okay, 1 mark to be added. So this should be applicable to the all the student, okay, not to a single one. Okay, so that's why I'm having here instead of space. This will be my the class will be maybe your term work marks. Okay, SY term work maybe the class, and within that I'm having the all the marks. Okay, so that is I'm doing again here after increment, I should say. Increment display. Okay. Let us check, is it having any issues? F9. No, it is not having error. Okay. आता आपला output काय यायला पाहिजे आहे? Let us check. Control F9. Yes, you can find it here. Before increment, values are 10, minus 20, and 30. After increment, this value काय झाली 11, minus 19. So minus 20 plus 1 means minus 19 and 31. It is clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Actually, I want to give this as a homework or the task, but it is very simple. Okay, so I have explained it directly over here. So in this way, you can overload the plus plus operator here. Okay. So, and here, I think I purposefully I have taken this instead of using x is equal to x plus 1. Okay, actually this should be x is equal to x plus 1, but I just want to show here. Now here plus plus x indicate it is not operator overloading. It is a normal operator. I'm using the behavior of the normal plus plus x. Okay, that is increment by 1. Okay, so this is now why it will use. Now how compiler will differentiate between this plus plus x should be the normal, or whether this and this plus plus s is the overloaded function. How it will differentiate between this plus plus x and this plus plus x normal, and this is plus plus s as the operator. Okay, how compiler differentiate? Can anybody give the answer? How compiler knows? Because this plus plus x, value of x is my integer variable. Getting me? So if it is integer, float, or normal data type, it will operate normal way. Okay, but here plus plus s, it has to call this function because s is not integer or float or character, but it is the object of the class. Capital S is the object of the class. Okay, so it will call the, in that case, instead of making it as a normal way, it will call the operator function which we have written. Okay, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow's session, I think instead of going for the continue with the unary operator, we can go for the binary operator. Okay, and we can see how we can go for the overloading of the plus operator or any other operator. Okay, so just 1 minute. I need to download the agenda. Thank you. Save the program.